What's up, YouTube? It is Eric here from MajorLeagueTrading.com. It is March 28th, almost said 38th. That would not make sense. March 28th, 4:12 p.m. The market just closed, and I want to talk to you guys today about how to day trade. So I'm going to pull over a screen here. You guys can see this is my Thinkorswim platform here, and on the day up $325. You guys can see that here in the top right. And then again, you'll see that down here at the bottom. P&L open is 0 because I have currently no positions on in the Nasdaq futures anymore. But I want to talk about this trade because it only took 20 minutes to make the $325. And then I also want to kind of talk about the divergences, and I had some questions about those in the comments on some of the previous videos, and some people have messaged in. And then also talk about not only being able to learn from me, but being able to learn from everyone else that's in the Major League Trading community, not just Perry and Brian and Rob and those guys, but also other members and students. So let's dive in and take a look at this trade to kick things off here. So coming into today, I was looking for a pullback of some sort or a rally through this 73.3275 level. So let me go ahead and maximize this sell so you guys can see a little bit more. So what I was looking for is like, okay, depending on where we open. So right, if we open somewhere down in here, then okay, I need to see a rally up through here, a pullback, and then we can get in somewhere in this area and then ride this thing to the upside, right? Or like what we did here, if we open above this level, then I want to see a pullback here and then look to get long right down and around this 73.3275 level in the Nasdaq. Now I had the same idea in the S&Ps here, just obviously a different level, different market there. And what I was looking for there, if I can get the charts to load up, maybe. There we go. Is the same thing, but just coming in at 28.1275. This is the level I was looking for in the S&Ps, similar to the Nasdaq. Now, the thing I want to talk about, and the way that I was able to actually get into this trade, is going to come in right inside of this box. So this is inside of this box is the only price action I want you guys to focus on for right now. Actually, let me like kind of center this up in the screen here. How about that? That should be better. All right, so we're going to focus on just inside this box, the price action. And more specifically, what I want to focus on is this low right in here, kind of around 934, 935, somewhere in there. And then I want to focus on this low right here as well that kind of came in around 942, 943, something like that, right? Keep an eye on this and take note that the fact that this second low here, right, ended up being a higher low, right? That means that this low was above this previous low from back here. Now, keep that picture in your mind, and I'm gonna switch over to a chart of the Nasdaq here real quick, and you'll notice if I go to the same time frame here, and oops, all right, bear with me. That was some technical difficulties there. If you notice here, we're going to pay attention to the same kind of time frame right here. Notice what ends up happening here in the Nasdaq is we actually break through this prior low here, coming in at 935, right? And that happens at this 942, 945 area, where the S&Ps did not break through those lows. The Nasdaq, in fact, did. So then when the market started to retrace and rally back up through this level here, this prior low, a couple of the members started to step in to the long side. Now I got in long at 73.3575 was my fill on the entry, which is right up in here. And then my exit ended up being up in here at 73.5150s, right up in this area somewhere. Right, so I got in right down through here. I got out right up in here. This entire trade was just 20 minutes long. and was able to pull out $325 in profits in the Nasdaq futures. My entry was actually 9:41 and 59 seconds. The exit was 10:01 and 2 seconds. So just a little bit under 20 minutes there. But all in all, what's important here is just focusing on the actual setup that took place and the fact that we were patient and waiting for that setup all morning. So we had mapped this out in the pre-market session here, which I do each and every morning. I go live at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and that's free. If you're a YouTube subscriber with the little bell notification turned on, you'll get a little pop-up says, hey, Major League Trading is going live, and you guys can listen in and see what it is that I'm looking for each and every day, absolutely for free. Nothing you guys got to do there, right? But if you want to take it one step further and actually watch me trade live in the MLT Discord with all of the other members, you can do that as well. And that's where we kind of talk through these trades and walk through them as they come up. So that kind of little mini divergence right there was what was able to get us into the trade. And then what's cool that, I want to talk about as well is the fact that later on into the day, right after I was already out of that position, other members were throwing in ideas of what they were looking to do. So you can see Kalen here would love a divergence at 24s in the S&Ps to go short. And he's talking about the S&Ps there. So if we go to the S&P chart, you can see right up here in this top left corner, this is where he was talking about that at. So Kalen's saying at 10:27 a.m. would love a divergence at 24s. This is that divergence right up in there. There's a little red arrow right here. 10:27, that lined up right at the exact time that he was talking about that trade. It set up, worked out really, really nicely for him. And he was able to pull away, I want to say something like $1,095.90 on the day from that short there in the S&Ps that he took. So I took a long side trade, made money to the long side. He took a short side trade, made money. There's some profits on the day as well for Lou, who's on his way to getting himself a $50,000 funded account there. A little bit more work to go for him, but he's crushing it and doing well. And speaking of Lou here, he was talking about the Dow closing beneath a level that we were watching for today, and then move lower right at 10:30 as well. So even though there's myself and Perry and Brian and all these other guys in the room and on the mic and sharing their screen with you guys and what they're doing, there's also a ton of valuable information being shared from all of the members as well in MLT and the community that we've kind of built there. So I wanted to give a shout out to those guys and what they're doing and their contribution to the community. So that's what I've got here for this video. Overall, I mean, a really solid trading day. There were a couple other divergences that came into play later on to the downside here with the S&Ps. You can see there's a divergence here kind of at 12:10. And this, actually, I do want to talk about this trade. This actually lined up. You can see that at 12:10, we put in new lows there in the S&Ps with a signal, right? And for those of you that don't know what the divergence signal is, that's going to be these red and green arrows that you see on the chart here. So this red arrow, this green arrow down here as well. And what that is a proprietary indicator that I had built prior to ever even starting MLT and educating anyone. And it signifies and gives you a place where the potential highs or lows of the day could be. So it's a really, really powerful indicator and something I've used now for, I want to say like almost 7 years, 6.5, 7 years, something like that. I use it each and every day and the strategies behind it and all that we teach there at MLT as well. And like I said, that's what was able to get us into the trade today. And then was also able to take advantage of that here. I wasn't, but if you have the indicator and you have the strategy, you would have been able to take advantage of this later on today, just after lunchtime, here at this 12:10 low, right when the NASDAQ came down here. Let's see. NASDAQ at 12:10 actually did not break through that morning low. You guys can see that here pretty clearly inside of this box. We've got lows down here and ends up 12:10, puts us in another higher low there right at 7308, which is a level we outlined from the morning trade plan as an area of support or resistance, depending on where price is coming to it from. And that ends up working out really, really nicely. Rallies up there through the 73.32 75s again, and then the markets close up here kind of at 73.52s. So using that indicator combined with level to level, which is what I prefer to trade, which is just price action there, you could have had a really, really nice day, either from the short side or the long side, or even taking both. And that's really what it comes down to with trading. Is it doesn't necessarily matter what your strategy is, but how can you duplicate it over and over. Again, I'm a little biased. I prefer my strategies, and they've been working for me. And I love to show them with you and share them with you each and every single day here. And that's what we're focused on doing. So that's what I got for you guys in tonight's video. If you have any questions or ideas for future content, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below. If you have not already liked this video, hit the thumbs up button for me. If you're new around here and have not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the little notifications bell. Like I said, I go live each and every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern. And that's what I got for you guys. I'll see you on the next video.